Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you, we are going to learn how we should install our Markdown on our machine. So let's start with our environment. This is our D2L of our course. So we click on course content, and then you'll see that there is a folder here. It's a Computer Lab 3 R Markdown. So here, if you click on this PDF file, it shows you that the how to install our packages, particularly our Markdown package, and we work with the R Markdown. Simply, you can just download this file, and then we drag it into our Dropbox. And we want to learn in this video, I'm going to show you how just install our Markdown and how basically work with our Markdown. But in the next video, I will describe for you how to walk through the assignment 0 and how to do exercises and how to publish your exercises with our Markdown. So if I close, I don't need anything, this one. So in this environment, you close all your RStudio sessions, and now we open RStudio file from application RStudio. So the first thing you need to do is you need to install R Marked as a package. Install R Markdown on your package on your machine. So to install a package on Markdown, we type install. You'll see that as long as you type install, the R editor suggests you that the command, so we need RStudio, and then in this scenario, we need to type the package that we want to install. So we type in the quotation mark that R Markdown, and then like we send it to a console, and console compiles it. You see that the progress of the downloading are marked down. You need to have access to internet because to download these package. And then now we already installed the package, but in order to be able to use this package, we need to recall this package in our machine. How to recall it? With the command library. So by typing library, it suggests you the command, and then we type the name of the package, but without quotation mark, R mark down, and then here run this one. So we don't get anything. It means that everything is fine. So we could already download and install R Markdown in our machine, in our RStudio. Everything is ready to use R Markdown. So you can simply close, for example, you clear your console, and even we don't need anything, you can, for example, you can choose from here. If you click on this small icon, so it shows you that do you want to add RScript or R Markdown, or you can click on File, New File, but we want to create it R Markdown. So once you click R Markdown, you deal with a new Windows, a new Windows something like this, which asks you the title of the document you want to create. For example, first experience, the title of the file, and the other my name, and the default just HTML, and then click OK. As long as you click on OK, you don't need even the previous arm. You can close it, don't save it. So as long as you create this one, you'll see that you deal with a new environment in your editor. It is pre-formatted and typed R Markdown, And then this section is called the preamble of that, the title we provided, my name, and right now you can consider this one as the editor. You can change it whatever you want. For example, I don't like this type of the date. I'm interested in typing, for example, January, this format, January 25th, 2021. And then now I don't want to change anything. You can change whatever you want, but because this is our first experience, there is a one icon here is called neat. So we need to neat our editor. We need to neat our source file. So if you there are three options: neat to HTML, neat to PDF file, neat to Word document. It means that you can based on this one, you can create a HTML, you can create a PDF file or Word. But I highly encourage you to need to HTML because for both Windows machine and the Mac machine, this is a very stable scenario, and you can need it and get the result. For if you're working with the Mac, I'm thinking that if you need to PDF, you can you can create a PDF file based on your R Markdown. But I'm thinking that if you're working with the Windows machine, probably you may get an error. It depends, of course, it may be okay for you as well. So you can try it. But I'm thinking that for Windows machine, because it depends on your version of your OS, and if you have if you have MikTeX on your machine or not, which is beyond the scope of this class. So anyway, the first option is that we want to need to HTML, very safe environment. It asked me that where do you want, where I want. I just want to save as the title, for example, be first code, for example, first code. Then I want to create a new folder. My new folder is called RLab3. Create for me RLab3 on desktop, and then this first code will be inside the RLab3, this folder. Save it. As long as you save it, now it automatically our Markdown is created. It runs because we clicked on the neat, and it creates for you this environment. And welcome, this is your first on Markdown. You'll see that the title of your document, the name of the author, the date, and then of course whatever you have in your pre-formatted the documents. And we more and more late in the next labs we see that how we can change and use it for our assignment and the project. But that's it. Even if I can show you if you want to need to PDF file. So it needed to PDF file and create a PDF file for you. So if you could create a PDF file, don't worry about it, that's okay. And then if you look at here, now whatever, even for example, I can change here this environment because this is the editor, and I can type whatever I want. This is my first experience with R Markdown. Dot period, and then again save it, and you can run it. So now it creates for you the new file, and that's why you see that, but it creates a PDF file so that I need to HTML file, and then it creates for you the HTML file here, your name, and then whatever we change. And you can change whatever you have in this environment. But we talk more about it in the other labs. So now if we can close this one, we don't need anything. So let's look at the files we created. So the file, the source file is called RMD file, the extension. If you right click and open this one with RStudio, this is exactly the source file of your R Markdown we just created. So this is the source file. Then these are the two files we created, the PDF file and the HTML file. If you could create the PDF file, that's fine. So you can see that I can open this one with preview, and this is a PDF file. And then you're good to go, and you can, if you consider that if this is your assignment, so you can submit this one directly to your our D2L assignment as assignment. But if you couldn't create a PDF file, so don't worry. For the HTML file, we create this one, open and create this one with your browser, for example, Safari or other browser, internet browser. So you will see that you just created the HTML file that you created. So what I recommend you, because your assignments are marked by different markers, or maybe from the operating system to another operating system, they may not be able to read your HTML file. So one thing you can do, you can print your HTML file and save it as a PDF file. And the same, for example, the same name. Once you create them, now you'll see that this is the PDF version of the HTML file you created based on our Markdown, and this is the PDF. And now you can, if this is, for example, your assignment, now you can you are good to submit this PDF file into D2L file as your submission for assignment and project. That was about the how to install R Markdown and how to work with the just creating PDF file from the R Markdown. In the next video, I'll show you that in the next lab, I'll show you how to work with R Markdown and how to use R Markdown and some simple commands to use it for our assignments and project. Thank you and have a good day.